Turkey's Erdogan condemns Israeli actions in Gaza as a massacre. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan criticized Israel's response to Hamas in Gaza, characterizing it as a disproportionate and morally questionable reaction. Erdogan's remarks came as Ankara offered to mediate and engaged in discussions with regional powers, the United States, and others. However, Israel's envoy to Ankara stated that it was too early to discuss mediation. Speaking before his ruling AK party in parliament, Erdogan emphasized the importance of morality even in times of conflict. He pointed out that the recent flare-up of violence had very severely violated this moral code. Erdogan went on to describe the situation as more than just a war. He characterized it as a massacre. He specifically referenced Israel's actions, such as cutting off electricity and water to Gaza and destroying infrastructure, as examples of what he considered shameful methods. Turkey, which has traditionally supported the Palestinian cause and has hosted members of Hamas, has been working towards improving relations with Israel after years of strained ties. Unlike the European Union and the United States, Ankara does not classify Hamas as a terrorist organization. While not openly blaming Israel for the recent conflict, Turkey asserted that it was the result of years of injustices against Palestinians. Erdogan stressed that the only path to lasting peace in the region was the establishment of a sovereign Palestinian state through a two-state solution. Erdogan continued his criticism by describing Israel's attacks on Gaza as disproportionate and lacking an ethical foundation. He called on the international community not to take sides blindly and warned that leaving the root issues unresolved would only lead to more violent conflicts. Erdogan urged countries in the Americas, Europe, and other regions to adopt a fair and just position based on humanitarian principles. He also emphasized the need for continued humanitarian aid to the Palestinian people, stressing that punitive measures should be avoided. Israeli-Lebanese border tensions escalate as Hezbollah targets Israel. Israeli airstrikes struck southern Lebanese towns on Wednesday in response to a fresh rocket attack by the powerful armed group, Hezbollah, marking the extension of cross-border violence into its fourth day. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for firing precision missiles at an Israeli position, a direct response to the killing of its members in Israeli shelling earlier in the week. They vowed decisive responses to any attacks on Lebanese territory, particularly those resulting in casualties. The Israeli military reported conducting an airstrike on a Hezbollah position and responded with what they termed an attack on Lebanon, following an anti-tank fire targeting an Israeli military post near the town of Arab al-Aramshi. Specific casualty details were not immediately provided. A Lebanese security source confirmed that Hezbollah had launched 2 precision missiles into Israel, designating Israel as its sworn enemy. Residents of the southern Lebanese town of Urmeish reported Israeli shelling in their vicinity. The source added that Israeli artillery rounds targeted the rocket launch site around Deira, located opposite Arab al-Aramshi. These incidents have stirred memories of the summer of 2006, when Iran-backed Hezbollah engaged in a month-long war with Israel. Local Lebanese television station Al Jadid broadcast images of white smoke rising from a wooded area near residential homes and farmland in Deira. Both Hezbollah and the Palestinian faction, Hamas, claimed responsibility for attacks launched from Lebanon on Tuesday. Hezbollah used a guided missile to target an Israeli tank and shared a video of its destruction, while Hamas reported firing a salvo of rockets from Al-Kolayla into Israel. The Lebanese army announced that it had identified the platform from which the rockets were launched in Al-Kolayla. These recent border tensions follow Hamas's attack against Israel over the weekend, which resulted in Israel responding with a campaign of airstrikes on Gaza.